But yo, so have you been looking for new Phillies merch lately?
I actually have. I feel like I'm running low on t-shirts.
All right. Well, since you are, you and the other Phillies fans should head over to phillygoat.com to get your Philly Goat merch and use the code BTVPod for 10% off your next order. Beyond the Bank is proud to be an affiliate with Philly Goat. And as always, go Phils.
Ooh, welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bank Phillies podcast. I am your host, Pete, along with my co-host, Henry. What is up, my guy?
What up? We here.
We here, baby. We here. The first half is over of this season, and we are finally at the All-Star break. And I just said to you before we started, it's like crazy that we're already at the halfway point, I guess. Like it's kind of flying by, I feel like.
Yeah. It's funny, like you start the countdown to the season, and it's like, oh, it's opening day, and it's like, oh man, is this team gonna blow up? Like what's gonna happen? And like you're already a quarter of the way through the season, you're like, man, I did not miss this at all. And then, now we're already at the halfway point. It's like, did I just blink and miss half the season?
Yeah, exactly. And then there's already been like a lot of ups and flows through the first half, obviously, which we're going to talk about, and obviously some things that we know this team needs to fix. So
ups and flows is a new phrase that I've heard. Ups and flows.
I think I'm saying that correctly. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
It's ebb and flow. It's
ebb and
up
flow.
And downs. Ebb and
whatever.
Flow,
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. They know. But thank you for the backup there. I appreciate it.
Man.
But
I know you're tired. It's been a long weekend, man.
It has been a long weekend. But we're here, and we got. I've had to get some things off my chest after capping off the first half here. So, thank God they won today, because that would have just been, not a fun, way to end it.
This would not have been a good pod.
No, it wouldn't have. So, but yeah, so let's get right into it. We'll talk a little bit about this, recent series with San Diego. Didn't win the series. Again, we've lost the last two series against these West Coast teams. I again hate West Coast games, but obviously you got to do them. And obviously the Giants one didn't go really too well. We won't get too much into that one. I don't want to talk about it inside the park walk off because my blood's steaming.
Yo, I am so glad that I didn't stay up to watch those games.
Oh, I did.
Because if I did, I didn't even get a text from you when that game ended. I don't think. Like, I don't even think when that game ended, I don't even think you texted me like, wow. Because you'll live text me, and I'll wake up to like 4 or 5, which I don't care. So cause I'll figure out what happened without even having to check the score. But you didn't even say anything, and I was like, man, this must have been bad. And then I went and I watched the play, and I was like, this is pitiful.
I was steaming. Like, it's just like you just know, like you could feel it like mounting, and you just know like something's bad gonna happen. I would have rather it just gone out of the park rather than just hit the top of the wall. But it is what it is. West Coast stuff. I hate it. But regardless,
there's like a bad juju on us for the West Coast.
It is,
which includes Arizona.
Exactly. But yeah, so let's talk about the San Diego series. So we lost the series 2-1. Avoided getting swept today, so that was good. But we'll go back to Friday's game to start off with. I'm pretty sure I think we lost 4-2 on Friday. Ranger was on the mound that night. Decent game from him. Was kind of struggling a little bit, especially in the middle of the game. But I felt like he did a little bit of enough to kind of keep them in the game for the most part. But then again, the offense had opportunities again and just wasn't able to come through. But just a tough game all around. And the Jackson that he hit his homer Saturday, but
Jackson
Friday.
Merrill?
Yeah. That was Saturday's game,
Saturday,
but
right?
Yeah. I didn't want to get that mixed up, but just kind of just an unfortunate loss, and definitely a game that they could have won.
Yeah, definitely. It was a rough series, man. Like it's always something with this team. It's always something.
Yeah, no, it was like I feel like when you look back at this type of series, and obviously everybody's gonna say, well, they just need to get to the break. We know what the holes are in this team. We know what they got to fix and stuff like that. And I understand all that, and that's kind of like where I kind of was after this series. And it just, I'm not gonna say so that they were tired, But then they could have been. But like it makes me think back to last year and kind of like in this area of the season going into the All-Star break is where they kind of started to falter a little bit, and it was really starting to show. And we figured that maybe the All-Star break was going to be good for them. They needed to go into there like just to get a break. But then it showed in the second half of the season that like that wasn't the case, and they were just struggling in general. So hopefully, how it went this last series is not a sign of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I just, they have a lot of good players over there. They have Machado, they got Tatis, they got Jackson Merrill, they have Luis Ariz. Like these are no scrubs. Like it's not like last year. It was last year when we played the A's going into the All-Star break, and we lost that game like 18-3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, and the A's, no disrespect to them, the A's have good players, Lawrence Butler and stuff like that, who hit 4 home runs or whatever it was against us that year or that game. But like, they're no slouches. Like 2-1 isn't the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
It's the second worst thing that could happen, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. So
exactly.
I'm not disappointed necessarily in the outcome of this. I think if we had a 4-game series, we'd have split. That's the way I feel. Like, I think that if you put these teams in a 3-game series, that middle one can go either way. Or that third one can go either way. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have been surprised if we took 2 out of 3, but I wasn't surprised when we only got 1 out of 3,
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And that's the thing, like, we know the Padres aren't a pushover and they got good players, and I respect their team, and, they even got good pitching.
I don't respect Manny Machado, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, people feel 50-50 about that. I mean, the glazing the other night on Saturday night was a little much.
Dude,
but, I mean, it is what it is.
Where's Joe Davis?
I know. We never get Joe Davis. It's unreal. It's unreal. And I suffered through it. And Saturday was one of those, tough games where I was trying to have some patience, but the thing that really stood out to me this weekend overall was just like the first pitch swinging in situational spots of the game where it's like maybe take a pitch or two or whatever, and like the last Harper at bat, or and he grounds out, and it's just like it's frustrating because I just feel like a lot of the times this past series was like just helping the pitcher out, like swinging at things that you just didn't need to. You're swinging at ball 4. You're not taking the right pitches, or you're not swinging at the right ones, and then, like, obviously, like I said before, like, we're aware of this stuff and we know that this happens at times, but it's just like it was showing a lot in this series, and it was definitely something that was just like really frustrating, especially Saturday night.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, you're going against a good team, so those kind of things can fly when you're going against the Rockies, when you're going against the Nationals, when you're going against teams of that caliber. But teams like this will expose you. They have a good bullpen, like Morion or whatever his name was today that came in, the one that replaced somebody in the All-Star game. He's a reliever, and I mean, Bryce hit a double off him today, and that was the first extra base hit by a lefty that he's given up this season. So, like, they have the pieces they have a very deep roster. So when you're swinging at first pitches, like you said, or just situational, you're not playing correctly, they're going to expose you.
Yeah.
They're going to expose you. Like, I mean, I don't want to move on to today's game yet, but the ball that could have been a double play, that we literally needed that ball, we couldn't get it because it went off Stott's glove. You know what I mean? They bring the infield in, you get the exact situation you want, and then it boots off.
Yeah.
That's going to matter a lot in these series, and stuff like that matters in October.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we can even move into today's game because that kind of bridges to what I was, texting you about earlier with Schwarber's at bats, where it's like, usually don't see that many like terrible at bats by Schwarber for the most part. I know it's usually like home run or strikeout, but honestly, he's been doing a lot better. Not even this year, but even last year, dating back to last year, where he's putting together good at bats, he's getting on base, and it's not always home runs.
Yeah.
And he's been hitting well against lefties this year.
Right.
And it was just like one at bat today where it's like, he's swinging at ball 4, he's swinging at ball like it's just like certain swings where it's just
he
like
gets up 3-0 and then
3-0, and it's like
come on.
Yeah, like it's just like those spots right there is what's like it's frustrating. It's just like hopefully it's something that just gets fixed, and it's something that like not pressing as much and kind of just trying to be a little bit more patient is what I would love to see. You know, progressively get better.
For
you know,
sure.
down the
Yeah,
line
yeah.
or whatever type of thing.
Well, I
So,
think that, I mean, I've been preaching this the whole time. I think that falls on Kevin Long.
yeah.
Like, I know that these guys are older and they're stuck in their ways. Like, but I just, the first pitch swinging, and it's more for guys like Bohm is why I'm saying this. Like, because he can still be molded. Like, he could be stuck in his ways. I don't know, but he's one of the youngest guys on the team, and he's not like a made man. You know what I mean? Like Harper, you're not moving him. Schwarber, you're not moving him. Castellanos, you're not really moving him. Sometimes you're moving him in the lineup, but you know what you're getting. With Bohm, he's still coachable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for them not to try and coach him on that, I just think it's ridiculous. It hasn't improved in 3 years. And again, I'm not necessarily saying that Bohm is completely innocent, but that's why coaches are there.
Yeah.
And they always keep saying that Kevin Long is the best in the business. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Because the offense is the entire reason why we didn't win a World Series in 2022.
Yeah.
It was right there. We didn't do it. We
Yeah.
went up 2-1. I thought it was over.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. And I agree. It's just like, it gets to a certain point where, like, you know, like what's being said or what's being taught, or like, you know, like Rob always says in the post game conferences, like, you know, like that just seems like they're pressing a little bit. They're trying to do too much. It's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then what is being said or what is being done to kind of change that a little bit?
Nothing.
But then we end up
That's
seeing,
the issue.
I'm saying that's when we end up seeing the same thing happening the next couple of games or whatever. So, and listen, it's, you know, with the whole Kevin Long thing, it's like, I don't know. I get what you're saying, and at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you can just fire a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always say that, but it's not gonna happen. So, you know,
I firmly believe that the reason we kept him is because they thought they were going to get Soto.
Yeah,
and they thought that keeping him was going to give them their best shot at getting Soto.
Yeah,
because him, Bryce, Schwarber, they all love Turner. They all love him because he was in Washington.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that it's going to work out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're letting feelings get in the way of business here. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're not in the locker room. We're not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to disrespect him as a guy, but just the job he's doing, I just don't think he's up to par.
No, yeah.
Not for an elite team.
Yeah.
Now, Philly may be the only city that cares about hitting coaches and everything else.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I say it with the Eagles all the time. It's like, who really goes after their defensive and offensive coordinators or wide receiver coaches like a Philly fan? Nobody. I don't think people in Houston are like, well, the reason we're not doing well is because of our hitting coach. They don't care. They don't care. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But I don't see how having him on the roster, or not on the roster, but
coaching staff
on the coaching staff, it is beneficial right now. I just don't. Stott looks like crap. I don't know what his deal is. And Kepler, I don't know what's going on with him, but I think that's deeper than just a hitting coach or whatever. But it just, the guys that are supposed to be young and improving aren't improving.
Yeah.
Like, Bohm's doing a little bit better now, obviously, but like year by year, they're supposed to build, and it's just not happening.
Yeah, and like you know, bring up the names like Stott and stuff like that. I don't know. It's tough right now to really defend him. You know, because I was rooting for Stott, and I was kind of defending him from other fans as saying like get rid of him and stuff like that. But honestly, he's not helping at all. I don't know what's going on with the swing there. And then like Kepler, it's like I told you just now, like a couple minutes before we started, I was like, I wouldn't be shocked. I would be shocked if he survived the next week or so. But that remains to be seen. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But and then Bohm, unfortunately, got hit in the ribs yesterday's game. Didn't play today. Hopefully he's okay. I don't know if that's going to be something long term going into the second half. We'll see.
I don't think it will be. I think the break came at the perfect time. He'll be fine.
Yeah. And I real quick, I want to point out Edmundo Sosa, who stepped in the last 2 games, put together some good at bats. I mean, came through yesterday. Drove in some runs when we needed them to, and I mean, honestly, I know we talked about it before. He's obviously not an everyday player and probably not suitable for it. But when he stepped into moments where we needed him to come through and get a big hit,
he comes through.
he comes
For
through,
sure.
and
Yeah.
it was a good thing to see. And I think I love Sosa's energy, and I always will.
Yeah. I've been adamant that he's not an everyday player, but when in situations like this, he's the guy to have.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, for sure. And we saw Otto Kemp a little bit get some playing time this series. Stepped into that one at bat for Kepler yesterday, which I like to see. I even texted you. I was like, would rather see Otto Kemp come in here than Max Kepler at the moment because I'm tired of the amount of pop ups. The amount of pop ups this past weekend was very frustrating. Like just like I it's sounding like a broken record, unfortunately, but it's just like it's just the amount of times it's just like weak pop ups. It's like, dude, like God. Every time they hit a pop up, they drop in their head. I'm like, dude, I don't like,
yeah.
it is what it is. I guess that's just
Frustrating.
how baseball is. Yeah, it's frustrating. But Christopher Sanchez, phenomenal game today. And again, obviously, we'll probably talk some more about it later, but not being selected to the All-Star game. And shout out to the Phillies organization for giving him, the bonus they gave him for the All-Star thing because, obviously didn't get selected. So I feel like that was a great thing on their part, but he's obviously showed it so far at the start of this season that, like, he deserved to be an All-Star.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't have young guys in the game. I'm not. But Sanchez isn't old. He made one last year, and he had the chance to go to 2 in a row, and they didn't give it to him.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievable. He has a better ERA than Mizorowski in almost 100 more innings pitched. Like, I don't know what a requirement could be anymore. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And the thing that bothered me the most was the fact that it could affect his money. Because, these guys have incentives. I'm sure Bryce has an incentive somewhere that if he gets MVP, he gets this, he gets that. Or if Schwarber leads the National League in home runs, he gets this, he gets that, whatever. So you're taking money out of these guys' pockets now for the possibility of more people watching from friggin' Milwaukee or the Milwaukee area because that guy's playing. I don't think that's right. I think the Phillies had a super classy move at giving him his $50,000.
Yeah, for sure. And he deserves it, man. I mean, and honestly, like, it's just, I'm always going to bring it up and like the extension, like, giving him that extension that they did, I think it was last year, and we talked about it. And it's just like, I feel like it was just like a steal in my opinion.
Yeah, it was.
I just feel like,
James Seltzer from High Hopes, shout out High Hopes.
Yes, sir.
He always calls it a Braves contract because the Braves always sign these guys to like, a 7-year, $100-something million deal when it's like Acuna. Like, he's on a ridiculously low contract. It's one of those kind of contracts that we finally have.
Yeah. No, it's definitely deserving, and like, I'm excited for years to come to have him around in this starting rotation. And listen, honestly, come playoff time, he might be that number 2 or number 3 guy. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what happens in NOLA.
It's a big possibility that he could start a game 3 of a playoff series.
Yeah. So and as of right now, I trust him. So he's not giving me any reason to not trust him. So
right, yeah, exactly.
He's doing well for me in fantasy. So underrated pick in my opinion in our league. But
what round did you get him? Did you pick him early though?
No, I picked him late. Late.
Really?
Yeah. Some people laughed at me, so I was like, all right. Not saying it was you. But
it probably was.
Just saying. I was like,
if it was late, I probably didn't laugh. But if it was early, then I probably.
Well, I mean, just it was going off of the spring training that he had, and after like seeing the velocity and stuff.
Sanchez was ass in spring training, wasn't he?
Well, I wouldn't say ass, but I'm just saying.
Remember.
No, because I feel like the velocity was ticked up a little bit, and that was the one thing that we talked about for him, coming out of the spring training. So I was feeling a little confident going into that fantasy draft. But regardless, unfortunately, we couldn't get the series win to cap off the first half, but it is what it is, and we leave off on a positive note with a win today. Thank God. At least they avoided the sweep.
They avoided the sweep. They won, and we're sitting atop the NL East going into the All-Star break. We are officially in first place.
Yeah, for now. So, and
For
listen,
now, but
listen,
it's a good spot to be in.
it
It's
is.
a good spot to be in.
And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a back and forth battle to the end.
And the reason I say that is because if they lost today and they weren't in first, I'd go, we're not even going into the All-Star break as the number one. Like, that's you know how it is, man. You know how I am. It's
you and
I'm overreaction city over here.
Hey, I mean, you gotta see, both sides of it, I guess.
Dude,
but anyway,
my phone keeps falling on top of me. Sorry. God damn, man.
He's going through it over there.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a question of the day for you. Moving off more of like just this series in general, but just kind of just overall with the team.
Mhm.
So now that the All-Star break is here, how do you feel about where the team is at, and how are your emotions or feelings going into this second half run of the season?
So today showed me a lot because right now I'm cautiously hopeful. That's what I'll say. Because we were in a decent spot going into last year's All-Star break, best record in the league, blah, 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 all that pointless stuff. But what I saw from Bryce in this past 3 games, I texted this to you yesterday. Seems like he's starting to get a little bit of his groove back. He's working some walks. He's getting base hits. He's hitting wall scrapers. Like, he's getting back. So I think this team goes as he goes. Obviously you have Schwarber and stuff like that, but this team kind of goes as Bryce goes. How he does affects Turner. It affects Schwarber. It affects Castellanos. It affects Bohm. It affects JT. 7 out of the 8 position or 10 position players, whatever it is, like they all go as Bryce goes. And when Bryce is doing good, things look good. And I think right now, the way he's going into the All-Star break, now I hope it doesn't mess up his momentum that he's getting now, but which I don't think it will. He's a professional. He knows what he's doing. I think that as long as Bryce kind of keeps inching forward, we're going to be in a good spot. And I still think we can win it all. I do. It's looking rough right now, but I think we can win it all. It's going to depend on, honestly, it's going to depend on Kepler a little bit.
Yeah, well, the seeing how that whole situation is going about, but I totally see your side of it, and I think as of right now, so like at the halfway point, I guess you could say. I mean, at least for me, I feel like it's technically halfway point. Yeah. The team has holes. We know that. Like we know there's struggles. We know the offense to go hot and cold. Like I understand that. I get that. I'm aware. I watched this team every day for the most part, every game. So, if you're one of those fans that, watches this team every day, night in, night out, you're aware of that stuff. But at the same time, it's, I think, a little more like premature to be like, this team is going to be one and done in the first round of the wild card round. Like, it's just something that like I've seen so much lately of these other fans where it's just like, I don't really think you understand like that there's like I said before, the ups and flows or the ebbs and flows of a season. And I think right now, it's definitely needed, like the break in general for some of these players. And it's definitely showed the last couple of games. And I just think that like, it's a point of the season where it's kind of like one to step back for some of these players and say, listen, like now we're about to go into this second half of the season where everything's going to start to pick up a little bit. And, obviously it's going to be a battle back and forth with the Mets for the division. And we don't know what's going to happen when we get to that point later in the season. And I just think it's getting to that point where like, they got to start like really improving on things and really ramping it up. And not saying that they haven't ramped it up at certain times in the first half, but we've seen moments where they've gone on these little, skids where they're kind of just out of it or they're kind of just coasting along a little bit. And sometimes it is what it is. Like, that's just how the ball is not going to roll your way sometimes. And I think the point, going back to Harper is definitely something to keep an eye on, because obviously, like you said, like it's when he's doing well, like this team is going to go along with him. And I think it's just, we're hoping that we're at least going to get, 90% of the Harper that we know later in the season into the playoffs if we get there. So it's definitely just something to kind of keep in mind. And I think it's just one of those things that's like, we're self-aware of the holes of this team. And we know that improvements are coming. It's just going to depend on how great those moves are that Dombrowski makes. We don't know. We can say, oh, he needs to do this. Oh, he needs to do that. Like, we just don't know. And to be honest with you, I think this deadline is really going to show a lot of who Dombrowski is. Like, obviously, some of us feel like that he might have missed in the last 2 deadlines. I mean, yes and no in certain aspects, I guess you could say. A lot of it's like hindsight, I guess. But
Yeah.
can kind of redeem himself this upcoming deadline? And, who knows if he makes the one move that can really give this team a push and be that one to put us over that hump. And like you said, I listen, I'm always going to feel confident. I'm always going to feel like that no matter what, like going in later in the season, that we're going to be the better team. And I feel like we're going to be the one coming out on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I'm always going to feel. So I just think up to this halfway point, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. And it's just kind of one of those seasons where I'm just like, listen, like,
We got to ride this out.
yeah, we're gonna ride this out, and who knows? This may be the last dance of this core. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, Schwarber hasn't been extended yet.
yeah. So I'm just this second half is going to tell me a lot, and it's going to show me what this core and these players have left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows what's going to happen after this season? So it's going to be one of those ones where it's a roller coaster. So let's get ready to hang on and go for a ride here. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So
For sure.
we'll see.
Real quick, this is very impromptu. I didn't prepare you for this at all. What do you think their record's going to be at the end of the season? Right now, going into the break, we're 55-41. That's 96 games. So they got 66 left.
Yeah. So I'm
I
trying
know
to.
it's tough. I know.
No, I know. Well, so I'm gonna go back to the predictions that we made before the season started.
Yeah.
And I had their final record at 92-70.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stick with that one right there.
What was I at?
I don't know. You got.
Oh,
yeah,
damn. Okay.
I don't know. I think you were at 95. I think you went. I
might have said 96.
96 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay around the area that I'm at when
Okay.
we first started, just because I kind of feel like that's kind of where it's teetering out right now for the most part.
I was just curious. I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something to think about. And I mean, listen, I just do I think they win the division still? Yes. Like I said, I know it's gonna be a battle back and forth to the end, like really to the end of the season. But I just think that like we're gonna have that one little edge over the Mets. I feel like, and listen, it remains to be seen, I know, but like I still do think we win division. So now, do we get
Mets things and
now do we get a first round bye? I don't know. know. Like that's not like promised or whatever. So listen, who knows? We might have to go to the wild card. So if that's how it is, then that's how it's going to be, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something to prepare for. So I don't know, but I'm confident with our pitching staff. So
me too.
I will say that. But yeah, so I guess we'll talk a little bit about the, All-Star, week or whatever. So I know, we got the home run derby tomorrow, and then the All-Star game on Tuesday, and then they have the 2 off days, and then they come back Friday. That's when the games start up again. Just some real quick things. Wheeler and Ranger both declined to pitch in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I know Wheeler got, selected to the All-Star game. Ranger, I guess technically didn't get selected, but they asked him if he wanted to, and he declined or whatever. So, I just for rest in general. So I honestly, I'm okay with it. To be honest with you.
Yep, me too. Yeah, I'm curious. I wish they put on their baseball reference and on their resume that's an all-star. Like that Ranger Suarez is a however many time all-star, including this year. Because if you ask him to pitch, technically he's an all-star.
Yeah.
I've always had a problem with that with people who get replacements. Like, oh, is he an all-star? Is he not? It's pretty obvious he got elected.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he replaced the guy. It's just dumb.
Yeah. Well,
my biggest problem is Sanchez.
Yeah. And real quick with Wheeler, kind of not surprised for the most part. I feel like for him, it's kind of just
favorite
locked
for the
in.
Cy Young, by the way.
He's what?
He's favorite for the Cy Young. I'm pretty sure.
Well, hey,
it's about time.
Yeah, exactly. But I respect his decision. I know that he's locked in right now to kind of just get that extra rest. And, he didn't have the best game the other night. He had a good game, but not the best, as usual. And I don't know if a lot of that has to do with just because last 2 games he kind of went over 100 pitches. I don't know. I'm not saying it is or not, but I'm okay with the decision and him just getting the extra rest because we're going to need him down the stretch, obviously. But yeah, I guess it's just like talking about like some problems with like so many selections. Like, and obviously I know you have a lot to say with Christopher Sanchez. Obviously, you spoke a little bit about it earlier. I don't know. I feel like this whole All-Star selection thing has turned into like this this whole thing of
It's a
like
popularity contest.
yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to get to. Like I like the whole thing of like having to have each player from each team representative and like and stuff like that. So then like a person who should not be there is there. Like I don't know. It kind of seems all over the place, I guess, for the most part.
Yeah, it's tough because I understand why they want to have a representative from each team, because if I was a fan of the Rockies or something like that, I'd be like, you guys owe me this. Like I want to be able to watch the All-Star game and be like, that guy's on our team. Like,
Yeah,
even if he
exactly.
only plays a couple innings. But no, so this is where the rant's going to start.
Okay.
I'm really sick and tired of the MLB shooting themselves in the foot on things like this, because, you know, you heard Turner talk about it, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, that's malarkey. There's no reason why. He was like, clearly the All-Star game is not just the semblance of the best players like it used to be. I'm paraphrasing, but like,
Yeah.
it's not the arrangement of the best players that it used to be. And clearly it's just a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Why is somebody who, and I'm not trying to disrespect Mizorowski here. I'm really not.
Yeah.
But how does somebody who has 5, and I think he'll be a great player, great pitcher, whatever.
This is not a Mizorowski hate pod.
It's not. It's not. No, it's really not. Like, I have nothing against him. It's just, why are you putting somebody who's a rookie in the All-Star game? Like, it's not like you're putting a rookie in a home run derby. Like, you're putting him in the All-Star game with the best of the best of the best.
Yeah.
There's, however many, like 1,200 players or whatever in Major League Baseball. Like, I just don't know what it does for the game that a guy who has 5 starts gets to go out there and be on the field with the best of the best, which, credit to him, he's doing great. But Sanchez has a better ERA than him in like quadruple the starts or whatever he's got. Like, the innings pitched is way higher. I mean, Mizorowski's thrown 25 innings on a big league mound. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, why is this a thing? Like, why? I understand that you're gonna make people mad, like me, no matter what. I'll find something to hate no matter what. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But like, it's not even like you're like the Kershaw thing. I had no problem. I was like, okay, like, I understand this when he got the classic selection or whatever the hell it's called. But I understood that to an extent. I don't think they should have had him take up a roster spot, but it's whatever. This one, I can't see why this makes any sense. I mean, everybody's saying something about it. It's not just Philly fans being like, well, our guy's good and nobody knows who he is. No. All of MLB, the entire media, everybody knows who Christopher Sanchez is. Right now, he's number 3 on the betting favorite for the National League Cy Young. It's Wheeler at minus 125, Skeens at minus 105, and then it jumps to Sanchez, who's plus 2,000. So I understand it's a far way off, but regardless, he's on everybody's ballot. Like, I'm so sick and tired of the MLB just being like, well, this guy's being popular for about 5 minutes, so let's just toss him onto the field. No, that's not okay. Yeah. Like, it's not okay. I don't know what the Brewers are looking like all-star wise outside of him, but my goodness, it's it's terrible. It makes no sense to me, man. It makes no sense to me at all. It's disrespectful to Christopher Sanchez. It's ruining the All-Star game. Quite honestly, to me, the All-Star game doesn't even matter anymore. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. I don't care.
You're going to watch it.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm not. I'm not.
Text me Thursday night. Yo, bro, you see that?
I'm not watching, dude. I'm not watching. I'm not going to watch. I'm not. Now, full disclosure, I'm not one of those people that watch the All-Star game every year, really. Like, I watched last year, I watched the clips of, like, Ohtani hitting the home run or Jarren Duran hitting the home run or whatever.
Well, we had, like, 8 players in the All-Star game, so that's also another reason.
Right. But, like, when I'm on Broad Street, I'll care. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I don't care.
No,
I don't watch
yeah.
the Pro Bowl in football or the Pro Bowl games or whatever they are now. I don't watch the
Yeah,
All-Star
exactly.
game in the NBA. I don't care about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But having a player be like, I'm a 2-time All-Star and they were back-to-back years and I'm going to go for a third, that means something.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
means something. Like, it just pisses me off. Sorry, rant over.
No, you're fine. I don't know if you saw like Castellanos.
The
quote
Phillies
about
are now
saying-
targeting Luis Robert, by the way.
Well, okay.
go on.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. So,
Yeah,
I don't know about Luis.
sky's blue. What else is new? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly. I don't know if you saw his quote about like saying like this is like the Savannah Bananas or something like that.
Oh,
now, like,
yeah,
whatever
Nick said-
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I
Why
thought was
you
pretty funny.
disrespect the bananas
I-
like
that's
that,
what I
though?
was-
Like,
I don't think Henry's gonna like that pretty much.
yeah, like I don't know. I get what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
But when I
yeah.
see that stuff, I'm like, come on. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
don't bring them into this. Like,
Right. What did they do to you? You know what I mean?
well, you know how like unfiltered Cassie is, so it's
Oh
like
yeah.
not something
I
that's
knew
really.
what he was trying to say, but I was like,
Yeah. It's like,
You
alright,
know? yeah.
it's like okay, whatever. But anyway, good rant. I mean, I understand like, all your points, and
Yeah.
like I said, for me personally,
Again, credit to Mizorowski. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. No disrespect.
yeah,
As my guys on the 3-0 take like to say, no disrespect.
no,
They
yeah.
say the most disrespectful thing you can do. Like this
No,
team sucks. No disrespect.
I just
Shout
feel
out
like
Kyle and Nate.
I just feel like if anything, it's like I just want my guys to get rest, and if they're in the All-Star game, great. If they're not, it is what it is, and
Yeah,
it is what it is. Well, I don't
yeah.
know what else to say. It's like it's one of those things where it's just a break for everybody, I guess,
Just
when it comes to the
aggravating.
All-Star game. Yeah, it
aggravating.
is for sure. But we do have the home run derby tomorrow night, which I'll definitely watch. I enjoy watching the home run derby every year. Just entertainment. It's great. It's great to see. Definitely will try to go there next year when they're in Philly. Hopefully.
Yes.
I don't know how they're gonna handle that ticket situation, but we'll see. I don't know how you're gonna get in there. But anyway, so
I'm taking the train. I know that. I'm
yeah,
not
exactly.
parking.
So I have some of the participants that are listed that are going to be in the home run derby. I'm going to say them, and then I'll give us each the opportunity to pick who we think is going to win. I'm pretty excited about my pick. Won't be betting this year on who's going to win. That's for sure. So to start off, it's Cal Raleigh, James Wood, Byron Buxton, O'Neal Cruz, Junior Cameronero, Brent Rooker, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Matt Olson are participants in the home run derby this year. Matt Olson was a late addition because Ronald Acuna not participating anymore.
Odd
and
that he's
Jazz
still going
Chisholm,
to
I
play
think,
in the
too.
game.
What happened?
Acuna's still going to play in the All-Star game, but he's not doing the home run derby.
Interesting. Maybe he doesn't, I don't know, want to mess up his swing, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But so definitely some interesting names there, especially a guy like Cal Raleigh who's been like lighting the world on fire with home runs.
The big
Yeah,
dumper.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
that's
it's
your
a wild
guy in
nickname.
fantasy.
Yeah. He's at 38 home runs before the All-Star break. What do you want me to do?
Hey, it's crazy. So I'll let you go first. Who do you have a feel of winning the home run derby tomorrow night?
I have Brent Rooker. So
Okay, interesting.
these things never go how people think they're going to go.
True.
So the way that I look at it is like I'm not going to pick the heavy favorite. You
True,
know what I
okay.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't think Cal's going to get it done. I think Brent Rooker's it's his time to shine on a national stage. Not that sorry ass AAA ballpark they have over there in Sacramento.
That's a low key. It's an interesting pick. And I told you it was almost gonna be my first choice, but I kind of changed my mind a little bit. I'm gonna go with Byron Buxton. I think possibly.
Go ahead, say it. Say it.
Possibly,
Go ahead, say it. Yeah, go ahead.
Possibly
Go
future
ahead.
Philly. Possibly future Philly. Wouldn't mind
future
it, but...
future patient at the next Philadelphia hospital when he comes here and gets hurt. But go on.
Chill. No, you can't put that in the universe.
I'm
but
not wishing it on him. I'm just saying. You know how these things go. I'm
I know.
sorry. Go on.
No, you're right. So I just think like right now he's hitting the ball very well. He just hit for the cycle the other day. So I mean, I was hitting the ball really well. I think his swing's got some power behind it.
It does. He's a big dude.
I think between him, O'Neal Cruz, and James Wood, that's going to be some three interesting ones right there in that derby. I feel they have some powerful swings.
I think you're sleeping on Caminero.
I might be,
dude.
I might be.
Have you seen the go-ahead home run he hit in winter ball like last year or 2 years ago?
I don't. Probably not.
Dog,
Probably not.
I'll send you the highlight after this.
Yeah.
So I again, I'm in that other fantasy chat, and
Okay.
Kyle from 30 Take sent that Caminero was going to be in the thing, and he sent like the straight face emoji.
Okay.
And he talks about this on his pod I just listened to today.
Yeah.
But he was like, I don't get it. And then the other guy, Nate from 30 Take, said, do you know how electric he's going to be if he wins? Like this is going to be a show.
Yeah.
Like, this whole thing's going to be a show. You got Cal Raleigh, who's the home run leader. And then you have like Caminero, who's just electric and may not win, but who cares? He's just excited to be there. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be really cool. And then O'Neal Cruz kind of represents that second generation superstar that's coming in, you know. So Matt Olson's like the old guy.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, okay. Like,
but yeah. I don't know. It's going to be cool. The home run derby's cool. I don't care about the All-Star game.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel a lot of people like have been like complaining about like the home run derby participants, saying like, "Oh, it's not like the usual guys and Aaron Judges and the Kyle Schwarbers of the world."
Get it. This isn't
like,
a video game.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, I feel like it's still going to be pretty entertaining, and I feel like
it always ends up entertaining. And by the grace of God, there's no Pete Alonso.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to watch him on my TV screen again.
I don't need him like watching him like.
That's why I'm not
weights.
watching the All-Star game, because he's in it.
I don't have to watch him lifting weights like before he goes at the bat. It's like, dude, relax, bro. Like
the polar bear. I didn't know polar bears were balding. Whatever.
He thinks he's him. Anyway,
he does. He absolutely does.
Yeah. You know, whatever. But anyway, so real quick before we close out and talk about next week, you want to bring up some things about the draft that's actually going on right now?
Yes. So right before we jumped on. Was it right before we jumped on? It was, right? Okay.
Yep.
So the Phillies picked Gage Wood out of University of Arkansas. He's a pitcher. Some of you may know, I don't know how many diehard college baseball fans there are, because I'm not one, but I do watch the College World Series when I can.
Mm-hmm.
He was the gentleman that threw a no-hitter in the College World Series this year, the first one since 1960. I'm super excited. This kid is electric. I mean, just the emotion he's got, not just during that game, just in general. He's always pumped up. Yeah. And I said to you before this, I have a feeling that since we drafted a pitcher, McAble's going to be traded. So.
Yeah. I can see that happening. In regards to Gage Wood, I'm sold. So, I mean.
Me too.
It's
Me too.
You never know. Listen, you can't have enough pitching. A little surprised just because I thought maybe we go like, infield, outfield, I don't know. Maybe later rounds, obviously. I don't know. The draft is so weird with MLB. It's obviously different than a lot of the other drafts, especially the NFL one and stuff like that. Like a lot of these guys are young. They're committing to colleges, so they might not see him for another, like, who knows, 2 to 3 years, depending on how development goes.
You just never know.
But I will say this. It is a good sign that, like, even after this recent draft pick, even the years before, is that we're kind of improving along here and getting, players that we feel like, okay, this could be good for this franchise in years to come, and we're kind of starting to build that farm system a little bit, because obviously we've seen before those years where we're struggling with draft picks, and obviously they didn't pan out to be what we thought they were going to be. Right. I sent you something last night. I think Phillies Tailgate tweeted out or whatever, and it showed like all like the recent first round draft picks for the Phillies, and I'm just reading some of the names, and I'm just like, boy. I was like, isn't that a swing and a miss? Like, looking, obviously, hindsight is now, but
man, it's bad.
Just like outside of Aaron Nola, I'm just like, ooh,
right.
Okay. Cornelius Randolph, of all people. It's like seeing those names. I'm like, yikes. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's just good to see now, though, that I think we have an idea of like where this, farm is going to go, and the front office is kind of doing their job. And
Preston Mattingly is doing an unbelievable job.
Yeah,
he's doing an unbelievable job. So
he is. So good to see. Excited for that pick, and we'll see what happens down the road.
Can't believe we're already here.
Yeah, exactly. It is crazy. So next week, we'll probably be back. We'll be shooting one on Sunday. Should be in person as of right now. Working on some things right now. Might possibly have a special guest on Sunday. We'll see where that goes, and we'll probably keep you guys updated with that. So keep up on the socials, on Instagram and stuff like that. when they come back from the break after that Angels series. So that is when we'll be shooting another episode. So just kind of look at the socials and keep up with us with that. So
Sure.
but yeah, I'm happy that the break's here. I kind of as a fan kind of need it. So we'll definitely take a couple days to
decompress,
decompress, and after that
chill out.
Crazy first half. So and then get ready for the second half, man. I'm excited, and here we
See
go.
how it goes. Yeah.
But you got anything else?
Nope. Go Phils.
Go Phils, baby. We out of here. Peace.